Are you looking for the secret to making all your marketing messages more effective?
Well, we've got the holy grail formula you've been looking for.
I'm Travis Miller.
And I'm Jimmy V.
And this is the show that helps you build a better dealership.
All right, T, ding, ding, ding. Let's dive in and dig deep and talk about something I personally am very excited about.
Why does this always begin as a boxing or a wrestling match?
I don't know. I feel like you with the social media videos, you got to go in swinging, man. You got to deliver the goods right up front, or these people will just go right away. They won't watch, right? So I'm trying to go hard, go fast. That's what she said, and then we deliver the content. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do. Deliver the content.
Glad to have you here, Jim. Thanks for joining us today, Jim.
And if you haven't guessed already, if you haven't watched the show before, or maybe you have, you will know that, or you don't know, that what we do is we go in, deliver the content, and have fun all at the same time. And so today, we're talking about the secret to making your marketing messages more effective. And look, there's lots of ways to create marketing messages. There's all types of marketing messages. Now, when we create marketing messages, we are first and foremost what we call in the biz, direct marketers, right? We want to create a direct response from our messaging, from our advertising, right? Yeah. So that we can cause someone to take some type of action, right? And so in the old days of direct marketing, and I'm talking about when there was no internets and there really weren't nearby stores, direct marketers had to use the mail and catalogs to get people to respond. And the way that most people would respond is by mailing back a coupon or mailing something in. Later on, by maybe calling on the telephone. Then maybe it was faxing. Now today we have the luxury of the internet, so we can send people to a website or have them enter information in a lead form or scan a QR code. They can take some type of action. So when we build our ads, we're always asking ourselves, what action do we want these people to take as a result, direct result of listening to this advertisement or seeing this advertisement? And then working backwards, what do we have to say to convince someone that this marketing message has enough value to get them to actually take some kind of action, the action that we have identified we want them to take from experiencing it? And let's tell you, that is no easy task, especially in today's overpopulated world of marketing messages. Getting someone to hear a message, finding enough value in it to actually take some kind of direct response is a challenge. Yeah. And you're not going to do it by just some willy-nilly throwing some copy together, throwing throwing some copy in, asking ChatGPT to puke out some ad copy. It's not going to happen. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Not going to happen.
Yeah. Well,
you
also,
need a formula.
Well, and good news is there's a 3-part formula to creating offers that get great results. And we're going to tell you all 3 parts of that. The first one is urgency, and we'll explain what we mean by that. But there are 2 more that are very important, and they need to all be there. They work. It's like a cake. An instant cake has 3 ingredients, eggs, oil, and the cake mix. If you leave one out, it's not a good cake. Right. One of the critical things, though, one of the reasons that this is so important, like Jim was saying, we want to get people to take an action, and ideally that action that they take is measurable so that it can create accountability for the advertising that the advertiser is doing. And that's not important to Coca-Cola or Bud Light, although Bud Light, they definitely got some accountability.
Yeah, these days they'd like some response.
That's not really big brand advertisers don't care about this stuff. This is what's important to local advertisers who are, privately owned and, work off of budgets. And what?
Budget conscious.
Oh, budget conscious. Right. Yeah, exactly. And a car dealership fits this perfectly. But believe it or not, like a lot of people in the marketing world, they don't see this distinction. They don't understand this distinction. And like if you read, not that anybody reads magazines anymore, but like the old, Advertising Age magazine or all the business, if you read the papers or nowadays, of course, internet articles about, advertising trends, marketing trends, if you listen to the marketing trends that they're talking about at big conferences like NADA, et cetera, most of the stuff that's being talked about is being viewed from the corporate or tier one advertising level, right? Which is creating brand preference, and brand recognition, loyalty,
recognition,
right? And
brand desire,
right? And then we try and copy and paste or peel and stick those ideas and apply it to a local business's advertising efforts, and then it doesn't work.
Well,
and it's because
try to push that down on us to use in our marketing, which is just a terrible idea.
It's an atrocity.
It really is an atrocity.
Elon Musk needs to take. Never mind.
Tier one advertising is not the same as tier three advertising, which is what we're engaging in, direct response marketing. And it doesn't work the same. And so if you try to use those strategies and principles in tier three and expect direct results, accountable, measurable marketing and results, you're not going to get it. It's impossible.
Okay, so I mentioned that the first one is urgency. And what we mean by this is that there's a constrained time. There's a time limit. This offer. And by the way, it all begins with real offers. You make an offer. The car dealers are no strangers to offers, right?
No.
You make an offer, but what you add to your offer is urgency, meaning because really we need people to do it now, not later, right? We need to sell cars today. We need to sell cars later too, but the purpose of the advertising is to get people to buy cars now, right?
Right. And we know that they'll get distracted, as we talked about in other episodes. They'll get distracted away from what they're doing to something else. And so if they get distracted, then they're not going to do it. They're going to forget. So we need the urgency. We need a reason for urgency to get them to act now, do it now. Take the action now. The brand advertising doesn't work because, the action they're asking them to take is to go buy some beer or whatever the product is, right? The brand is.
Right.
But and they might actually go buy some beer, and they can measure that through the sales. Do sales go up? Do sales go down? But they're not asking them to leave the TV right then and go buy the beer, right?
Yeah,
because that's way too big of a step. And I've always postulated that they should run advertising that asks them to take a preliminary step rather than going to buy the beer, something they could actually do from the couch then. But they didn't ask me for my advice. So
no, still haven't.
But I apply that same principle to, my clients who are tier three and say, we need to have an intermediate step from buying the car, because they're not buying the car from their couch or from their phone right now, at least. And we got to get that interim step handled.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so now the second item on. Sorry?
And you need the urgency for that.
Okay, right, yeah. And now the second ingredient that you need, and that works perfectly in tandem with this, and this is what gets someone to literally do it right now. And we have some interesting stories about this over the years, but it's scarcity. It's like the offer's only available to a certain number of people.
There's a limit to the amount.
There's a limit.
Of
so
the offer, or to the amount of the opportunity, or so you have time pressure, you have scarcity pressure.
Right. So so you got to do it, we got to do this soon, but because it's, this is available to the first 50 people or whatever, Not only you got to do it soon, you really got to do it now, because there's no way of knowing how quickly everybody else is going to respond. And by the way, my strong advice here is that these should be real limits, right? Like the offer should end when you say it's going to end, and you should help the number of people that you say you're going to help, and no more. Like I'm not suggesting fake urgency and fake scarcity. I'm saying put real limits in place and stand by them.
Okay. There's one more, which I think is the most critical piece of it. And it really kind of answers a little bit of what you were just touching on there at the end of that. But before we jump into it, I do want to say, if you're enjoying this video, please share it with someone else. If you think there's value here, please share it with someone else in the business. Pass it along. Send the link. Whatever you need to do to share this video. There's a share button there. Do it. Okay? And also click the subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button. Smash the like button.
Hit the bell.
If you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, you will get notified when we put out a new video. We're doing videos all the time. You want to be involved. You want to get notified. So hit the bell so you know. Okay.
And like it. And
like it. Yeah. These are all the direct response. Okay. Now look, there's only 32 people can hit the like button. Okay.
If you want to like it, it's got to be the first 32.
Look, there's a limited time to hit the like and subscribe button.
We turn it off after that.
Before the end of the video. If you don't do it before the end of the video, then you're not going to be able to hit like and subscribe during this video, okay? And there's only 32 slots. So.
Yeah. Okay. Last one on the list.
Last one on the list. And the most important one on the list, based on what you just witnessed. The last one on the list is believability. The offers that you're making and the urgency and scarcity you create must be believable. Mm-hmm. And that's it. And as Travis was saying earlier, it ought to be rooted in truth. So if it's rooted in truth, then and you make it believable, then the urgency and the scarcity will actually work. Mm-hmm. If it's not believable, if it's not rooted in truth, then it's not going to work.
So in other words, the 32 likes, that's not.
I mean, the scarcity was believable. I mean, if you don't like by the end of the video, then you can't like during the video. I mean,
sure. But like the idea that there's a limit, that's preposterous, and people know it's not true. And so that's not a good
thing.
Right. So,
but yes,
yeah.
It's stupid.
No, I thought it was good demonstration.
You need scarcity, urgency, and believability to create a direct response offer that will actually move people to action quickly.
Now, great way to sort of formalize this part of the formula, like how do you come up with believability, is a simple idea, which is the reason why. What's the reason this offer is being presented? And so, anytime you make an offer, make sure you include scarcity, urgency, and tell them the reason. Here's why we're doing this. And those three things come together and make your offers really, really sizzle and get much better response from the marketing that you run. We're giving all the good stuff, Jim.
I know. Every single month, we're creating new ads for our dealers that have a story, that connect with the local community, that talk about the problems that people are dealing with that are keeping them from driving the car that they want to drive. And we end every ad with urgency, scarcity, and believability. And when you couple all of that together in the right way with the right marketing channels and the right schedules, you can have dominance in a market. And you can drive a ton of traffic, like a light switch, turning it on and off the flow. And it's a powerful thing. So if you want to learn more about that, you can go check us out at richdealers.com. That's our website where we help dealers all day do stuff like this. If you want to enter the conversation about stuff like this and join our free discussion group over on Facebook, you can go to betterdealerships.com. We've got a group over there of like-minded dealers who are all working together to help make the dealerships and the dealership business more enjoyable, simple, and prosperous, ESP. As you see right here on our shirts, that's what we do. That's our mission. And we're doing it together over there at betterdealerships.com. So join us, please. Hey, and until next time, stay classy.